So, okay, students, good morning to one and all. So, myself, Vijay Shankar from EC Department, Chevron Engineering College. So today, we are going to discuss same unit electrostatics. Already, we discussed line charge, point charge, surface charge, and the volume charge of the electric field intensity volume. E is equal to F by Q, and E is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R minus R bar divided by the R minus R bar whole cube. It's a magnitude we are taking. So the volume charge we did, and the line charge is also completed, and the surface charge. Now the next topic is electric lines of force. Electric lines of force. Electric line of force is a pictorial representation of the electric field. Electric lines of force is a pictorial representation of the electric field. An electric line of force is also called as electric flux lines or streamlines. Is an imaginary straight or curved path along which a unit positive charge tends to move in an electric field. And having some properties are there. The lines of force start from the positive charge. The lines of force start from the positive charge and terminated either at negative charge or move to the infinite. Means the electric lines of force, suppose there is any positive charge in this sphere, the lines of force terminating towards the infinite circularly or radially, we can call it as radially, like this. The lines of force from the charge Q, let us take it as a positive charge Q. The lines of force start from the positive charge and terminated either at negative. If there is any negative charge is there, it is terminated at the negative charge. If there is no any negative charge, it moves to the infinite. Moves to the infinite. From charge of positive charge, radially, here there is a terminating lines, and it is never crosses each other, terminating either it is an infinite or terminating to the negative charge. That is the first point we have. Similarly, the lines of force with a negative charge are assumed to start at the infinite and terminating at the negative charge. Negative charge means it starts from the infinite and it's terminated at the negative charge. Okay, positive is always terminated at the negative charge, and the negative charge starts from the infinite. Okay. You see here, there is a positive charge there. From this positive charge, there is a lines of force, electric lines of force terminating towards a negative if there is, or otherwise it is terminated the infinite values. And if there is any negative charge is there, it is radially coming from the infinite. You see the arrow mark is towards the negative charge here. If there is any negative charge Q, the lines of force come from the infinite. Lines of force come from the infinite. That is also radially. Okay. And these lines, the number of lines per unit area, through a plane at right angles to the lines is proportional to the magnitude of electric field. So if any take the unit area is there, the differential surface or the line, whatever it is, the number of lines per unit area through a plane. A triangle, sir. So a plane means you can assume a small differential surface, either in the positive charge or the negative charge, if you assume. Okay. From this area, a number of lines that are passed through that differential surface on the per unit area. The plane of right angle triangles to the lines is proportional to the magnitude of the E, magnitude of electric flux or the electric field intensity. This means that where the lines of force are close to together, E is large, and where they are far apart, E is small. And these lines are very close to that, E is very large. Where there is very far, the E is very small. Got it, my students? And the fourth point saying that if there is no charge in a volume, assume that there is a volume is there, then each field of line enters it must also leave it the same. Understood? Suppose internally there is a positive charge is there. If there is no charge in a volume inside, then each field of line enters it and must leave it. If there is a positive charge in a volume, then more field lines leave it than enter it. Because suppose there is no any inside, there is a closed surface, positive charge is there. From that positive charge, the electric lines of force is terminated radially to the negative charge or to the infinite. These are the lines of forces from the positive charge radially outside. If there is a positive charge in a volume, then more field lines leave it than the enter it. Okay, leaving the lines is more than the enter of the lines. If there is a negative charge in a volume, then the more field lines enter it than the leave it. Suppose here there is a closed surface, you can assume inside there is a negative charge is there, means all the lines is entered on. And this is a positive charge inside, all the lines is leaving. Here the leave is more than enter, leave is more than, and here the enter is more than the leave. Enter of the lines is more than the leave. That is the sixth point saying that if there is a negative charge in a volume, then more field lines enter it than the leave it. If the positive charge in a volume, then more field leave it and than the enter it. First case, this is the first case, is the fifth point saying, and the sixth point saying for the second case, considering of negative and the positive charges inside. Got it, my students? Then seventh point saying that hence we say positive charges are the sources and the negative charges are the sinks. Positive charges is the sources. Why it is a source means from the positive charge only there is a electric fields are terminating. Source means it's a starting point. Destination is an ending point actually. As we say, the positive charges are the sources and the negative charges are the sinks. Why it is a sink means all the terminating lines it entered and it is a sink at the positive negative charge. But here the positive charge, all the lines are terminating towards the infinite. Okay, but here it is a totally all the lines of force from infinite or the positive charges get at the same point. The sinks of the field. Hence, the positive charges are the sources and the negative charges are the sinks. Got it, matters. The next 8 point saying that these lines are independent on a medium. The space, or you can take it as a dielectric. These lines are independent on medium. Lines of force never intersect. This is a very important point. You see, these lines are never intersect. Radially terminated from positive charge and radially terminated towards a negative charge from the positive charge. All these lines are lines of force never intersect. Never intersect, or they do not cross each other. They do not cross each other. See, it is lines of force always radially you will get like this. And the lines of force does not crosses one of the one. Okay, does not crosses the one of the other. Even the more number of lines also, there is no any cross each other or never intersect. And the 10th point is the tangent of a lines of force at any point gives the tangent to a lines of force at any point gives the direction of electric field at the point. See, towards it's a value, there is a E bar, the direction of electric field. That is the direction of electric field. The tangent to a line of force at any point gives the direction of electric field at that point. Okay. Next, we studied the electric field intensity. Now we go for the electric flux density. Electric field intensity denoted by the H bar. Electric field intensity is denoted by the field intensity or field strength, E bar. And electric flux density is a D bar. Electric flux density is a D bar. Okay, now what is the relation between of electric flux density and electric field intensity? Electric field intensity or electric field gives the strength of the field at a particular point. This is electric field, we can say. Strength of the electric field. Okay, the electric field depends on the material medium in which the field is being considered. The flux density vector is defined. The flux density vector, nothing but the D bar, is defined to be independent of the material medium. Okay. For a linear isotropic medium under consideration, the flux density vector is defined as the D bar is equal to epsilon into E bar. This is a relation between of electric field intensity and the electric flux density. Electric field intensity and electric flux density. D bar is equal to epsilon into E bar. Okay. We already know the electric flux, the D bar and the psi. Here you see here there is a psi is there. In some cases, the Q is equal to the charge. Q is equal to the flux density or the flux charge density, and the flux is both are the equal condition. See, according to the Gauss law, the psi is equal to integral D bar dot ds bar, where the D bar is the electric flux density and the ds bar is the differential surface area. And there is a Gauss law is nothing but the Q is equal to integral D bar dot integral the closed integral of D bar dot product of the ds bar, dot product of ds bar. When this psi is equal to the Q, psi is electric flux and the D bar is electric flux density, and dot ds bar, these are the lines that passes to that surface, the unit surface area. The unit surface area, the electric flux lines as passes the unit surface area, and what is the density we can calculate at the D bar dot ds bar is nothing but electric flux psi is equal. Flux psi is equal. Next, it's the Gauss law. According to the Gauss law, Gauss law is one of the fundamental laws of electromagnetism, and it states that the total electric flux through a closed surface. So let us assume there is a closed surface, inside there is a one charge is there. The total electric flux through a closed surface is equal to the total charge enclosed by the surface. Total charge enclosed by the surface means that what is the total charge here? The plus Q is inside. Whatever the electric flux lines are terminated from the positive charge inside, and it is leave through that closed surface, you can assume there is a differential surface area to find out how much the lines of force is terminating through that unit area, through that differential surface area, is both are the equal. Understood? Inside the surface is equal to the outside the surface, enclosed by the surface. Understood? So therefore, the Q is inside, outside there is electric flux, the psi is equal to Q. What it matters. So let us consider a point charge Q located in an isotropic homogeneous medium of dielectric constant. The flux density at a distance r on a surface enclosed the charge is given by. See the same thing what we have the electric flux density, electric flux or the flux electric field intensity E bar is equal at the point charge of electric field intensity, the point charge. So let us take it as a point charge here. What is a point charge electric field intensity? Means Q by 4 pi, Q by the 4 pi epsilon naught R square into AR. This is a formula for the electric flux, electric field intensity. Electric field intensity. Now, what is the relation between of electric flux density and electric field intensity? Means this is D bar is equal to epsilon into E bar. The D bar is equal to, the D bar is nothing but electric flux density. D bar is equal to epsilon into E bar. Now, you can substitute the E bar, the point charge of the E bar in this equation. We'll get to epsilon E bar. E bar is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught, 4 pi epsilon naught R square into AR. R square into AR. This is the equation now we got. After substituting the E in this equation, the D bar, epsilon is nothing but the combination of epsilon is equal to the dielectric constant. In a free space, the dielectric constant epsilon is there, epsilon naught into epsilon r. In a free space, always epsilon r is equal to 1. This value is 1. So epsilon is equal to epsilon naught only. So epsilon naught and the epsilon is get cancelled. So finally, we get the D bar is equal to Q by 4 pi into r square. 4 pi into r square into AR. Okay. This is the equation we got for the electric flux density. Electric flux density D bar is equal to. After using the relation between of D bar, electric field intensity and electric flux density. It's a point charge. For the point charge, electric field intensity and electric flux density. Q by 4 pi r square into AR. Only the relation is epsilon into E bar. So epsilon and epsilon get cancelled. In the free space, epsilon r is equal to 1. What it matters? In the previous class, there is a charge distributions. What are the charge distributions? We have the line charge, surface charge, and the volume charge. For the line charge, what is a dq is equal to? Dq is equal to rho L into dl. Rho L into dl. The rho L is the charge density in the line. And for the surface, dq is equal to the change of charge is a rho S into ds. Rho S into ds. And the differential charge dq is equal to, so rho v into d. rho v into dv when we consider as a volume. These are the formulas we have in the charge distributions. When we consider this differential electric flux density differential means the d bar is equal to the change of electric flux density is equal to the q is changes, that is a change of the charge dq whole divided by the 4 pi r square into AR bar. This is a formula for the differential electric flux density. So using this relation, when it is a line charge, what is a d bar is equal to the differential electric flux density d bar in the line charge. In the line charge, what is a dq? dq is replaced with a rho l. Rho l into dl, rho l dl by the denominator is the same, 4 pi r square into, here you can write the AR. Got it? The same way, this is a line charge differential electric flux density for the line charge. Okay, we already seen this is a point charge, a d bar is equal to q by 4 pi r square into AR bar, and the line charge only replacing the dq is equal to rho l by dl. Similarly, for the surface charge, what is the surface charge? d bar is equal to, replace instead of dq, rho s into ds. So d bar is equal to rho s into ds. Replacing the dq is equal to the same thing. The formula is the same, 4 pi r square into 4 pi r square into AR. Okay. AR. What it matters. So same in the line volume charge also. The volume charge here is rho v into dv as the replacing of the rho s into ds and the rho l into dl. This one is a point charge, and the line charge electric flux density, and surface charge electric flux density, and the volume charge electric flux density. And in the previous class, day before yesterday, the previous class we learned the electric field intensity for the point charge and electric field intensity for the line charge, electric field intensity for the surface charge, and electric field intensity for the volume charge. With this relation, the d bar and e bar, d bar is equal to epsilon into e bar, we'll get the electric flux density d bar is equal to q by 4 pi r square into AR. Okay. Now, so if we consider the elementary area ds, the amount of flux passing through that elementary area. Okay, suppose if I am using this, there is a circle what you are showing here is a differential surface, the elementary area, the amount of flux lines. See here, the inside there is a positive charge. From the positive charge, there is a terminating lines is generating or originating the electric flux lines from the positive charge, generating or otherwise these lines of forces passes through this differential surface. The flux passes through the differential surface. Nothing but the elementary area is given by. It is a relation of the psi. What is the psi is equal to this? Psi is equal to integral d bar dot ds. Or you can remove this integral. Right here, the d psi is equal to d bar dot ds. D bar dot ds. What is a d bar? The point charge q by 4 pi r square. Q by 4 pi r square into AR bar is also there. into AR bar dot ds. Dot ds. What is a ds also? It is in the same direction. We already have in the coordinate system, we learn the transformation of vectors. The transformation of vectors. In that, the dot product of AR and the AS is in the same the phi direction, the spherical coordinate system. You'll get the ds into cos theta. One of the cos theta. The sine theta into cos phi and sine theta into sine phi. And the last one, what we got, it is a cos theta. Actually, it is a 0 when we consider the Cartesian coordinate system and the cylindrical coordinate system, the transformation. But whenever if it is a spherical coordinate system with the Cartesian coordinate system, means there is a relation is x is equal to r cos phi becomes x is equal to r sine theta into cos phi. Another one is there sine theta into sine phi. The first one is r sine theta sine phi or r cos theta cos phi, and the cos theta is there. Cos theta. So you know is a right angle triangle. The relation in this is a r. Actually, it is a r when is a Cartesian and the cylindrical. Now it is r sine theta. Opposite side when it is a cone, you can consider sine theta. And here there is a phi is there. Phi. So what is the distance here? The cos phi is equal. Cos phi is equal to r sine theta into the x value is there here. X. Okay. Cos phi is equal to adjacent side by the hypotenuse. What is the adjacent side here? The x. And hypotenuse is r sine theta. R sine theta. Now the x is equal to, what is the x value? R sine theta into cos phi. R sine theta into cos phi. In the matrix form, the first term is the sine theta into cos phi. Sine theta into cos phi. And second one is cos sine theta into sine phi. Sine theta into sine phi. And third one is a cos theta. We already know the cos theta here. Okay, that cos theta will get q by 4 pi r square ds into cos theta. ds into cos theta. Otherwise, simply by using this is considered as a right angle triangle. There is a cos theta, theta is there. This is the direction of the AS, where the D is here, the direction of this, and the direction of D is AR bar. D is AR bar. Here the D is AR bar, and there is a with an angle of theta AS bar direction. So AR bar dot AS bar. AR bar dot AS bar is nothing but it is a cos theta one. Okay. So D bar is equal to epsilon into E bar q by 4 pi r square dot ds. ds means ds into AS bar. ds into AS bar. This is a formula we will get d psi is equal to d psi is equal to the d. D is nothing but here the q by 4 pi r square. 4 pi r square into AR bar is there. AR bar. The AR bar dot ds. What is the ds here? The ds into AS bar. ds bar is ds into AS bar. We are having the direction inside. So AR bar dot AS bar is a magnitude. Q by 4 pi r square and the ds is a magnitude. So Q by 4 pi r square into ds. is a magnitude, and AR bar dot AS bar. AR bar dot AS bar is a cos theta. This is multiplied with the cos theta. Got it? So the differential flux means psi. P psi is equal to, using this formula, d bar dot ds bar q by 4 pi r square into ds cos theta. ds cos theta. But ds cos theta by r square, this term is the elementary solid angle subtended by an area ds bar at a location of q. Therefore, we can write as d psi is equal to q by 4 pi into d ohms. What the ohm here? Actually, the psi is equal to the integral of d psi. Why I am saying that I is equal to integral of d psi is nothing but the q only. Inside the surface is closed surface. For a closed surface encloses a charge. For a closed surface encloses a charge. The charge is q inside. From that q, there is a lines of forces is terminated, and that is leaving through that surface. Whatever we are taking the closed surface, leaving that surface is both are equal. Leaving the flux lines, and that is equal to the charge inside the closed surface. Leaving the surface is a psi, and charge enclosed the surface is a q. So psi is equal to q. Psi is equal to q will get. Okay. Now the enclosed charge q enclosed is equal to integral d bar dot ds bar. Why it is a d bar dot ds bar? Psi is equal to d bar dot ds. And that is equal to d bar dot ds bar is equal to rho v into dv. This is one of the formulae by applying the divergence theorem or Stokes theorem. According to the Stokes theorem or the divergence theorem, the surface integral is converted into the volume integral. Surface integral is converted into the volume integral. D bar dot ds bar is equal to rho v into d. That rho v is nothing but del dot d bar. It is a Maxwell's equation. The one of the third we'll get in the fourth unit. There's a Maxwell's equation. The d bar dot ds bar is equal to this rho v. The rho v is equal to del dot d bar. That is what the d. It is a d bar is also there. The rho v is equal to one of the Maxwell's equation. The Gauss law of electric field. According to the Gauss law of electric field, del dot d bar is equal to rho v. So rho v is replaced with the del dot d bar, and it is a volume charge. Surface charge is converted to the volume charge. Is d bar dot ds bar is equal to that d bar. It is actually it's a d bar. D bar dot ds bar is equal to surface charge by using the divergence theorem or the Stokes theorem. The surface integral is converted to the volume integral by taking off del dot. Any surface charge is converted to the volume charge. Means you can use del dot of this variable of d, and ds is changes with the dv. Remember what is. If suppose the del dot j bar is there, del dot j bar is in the volume charge. What is the surface charge? Means the integral j bar dot ds bar. J bar dot ds bar means what is whatever the variable is there here, that variable will get in the del dot j bar. Got it? So surface integral is converted to the volume integral. In that, the surface integral to the volume integral, changing the surface as volume and replacing the ds as the dv, and the d is del dot d bar. Any variable is there, you can replace with the del dot. Got it, Parish? So the comparison of the two equations, it's a comparison of two equations. Here the del dot ds bar, and here also the del dot ds bar. So rho v dv is equal to rho v dv, and here the del dot d bar. And both the sides we have volume integral only. Both sides we have volume integral. Then del dot d bar is equal to rho v into d. One of the first Maxwell's equations of the electrostatics. There is an equation called the first Maxwell's equation. This equation is called the first Maxwell's equation. So del dot d bar. Both sides you can remove the volume integral. Del dot d bar is equal to rho v. Is a point form. In terms of the integral form, it is a point form. Point form representing the or differential form we are seeing. The Maxwell's first equation. Maxwell's first equation, the point form del dot d bar is equal to rho v, or in the integral form, integral d bar dot ds bar is equal to integral rho v, integral b, the volume integral del dot d into d. Got it, my students? And the remaining, there is a second Maxwell's equation, third Maxwell's equation, and the fourth Maxwell's equation is also there. That is a modified Ampere circuit law equation, and this is a Gauss law for electric field. For Gauss law for the magnetic field is also there. That is del dot b bar is equal. Del dot b bar is equal to 0. This is another Maxwell's equation. Del dot b. B is magnetic flux density. D is electric flux density. The electric flux density Maxwell's equation del dot d bar is equal to rho v. Magnetic flux density del dot b bar is equal to 0. This is also one of the Gauss law, but it is a Gauss law for magnetic field. This is a Gauss law for the electric field. Okay, this is one of the Maxwell's equation, and this is also another one of the Maxwell's equation. And application of Gauss law. Application of Gauss law. Gauss law is particularly useful for comparing the E bar and the D bar, where charge distribution has some symmetric. We shall illustrate the application of Gauss law. Some examples here. So one of the applications here, E bar due to the infinite line charge, is a very important. The first application of the Gauss law. The Gauss law we learn that is a Q is equal to integral d bar dot ds. See, whenever if any as what is a Gauss law means, simply you can say that is a Q is equal to integral d bar dot ds bar. Integral d bar dot ds bar is the Gauss law of electric field. When the D and E is get, that is electric field. H and B is there, B. B is nothing but magnetic flux density. Okay, that we can call it as a Gauss law of magnetic field. So Q is equal to integral d bar dot ds bar is a Gauss law. Now the relation of this Gauss law, there is applications. The first application is E bar due to the infinite line charge. E bar due to the infinite line charge. There is a derivation part we have.